Now in this video, let us discuss about the main features of exotoxin and endotoxin. So this is tabulated in the two tables, the tables of the exotoxin and the endotoxin, and we are going to read the main features of the those toxin on the basis of the source, secretion from the cell, chemistry, location of the genes, the toxicity, various clinical effects, mode of action, antigenicity, vaccine, heat stability, and tropical diseases. Now let us discuss the sources of the exotoxin and the endotoxin. The source of the exotoxin is there are certain species of the gram-positive and the gram-negative bacteria, but in the case of the endotoxin, the outer cell membrane of the most gram-negative bacteria secretes the endotoxin. So now that means the gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria both can secrete the exotoxin, and the gram-negative bacteria will secrete endotoxins. So that means the gram-positive bacteria will only secrete the exotoxin, whereas the gram-negative bacteria can secrete both exotoxin and endotoxins. The exotoxins are secreted from the cell, but the endotoxin are not secreted from the cell. The endotoxin are secreted from the outer cell membranes of the gram-negative bacteria. Now, if you look at the chemistry of the exotoxin are the polypeptides, whereas the endotoxin are the lipid component of the lipopolysaccharide, which is the structural part of the bacteria, and it is released when it is lysed. The location of the genes of the exotoxin is plasmid or the bacteriophage, but in the case of endotoxin, it is the bacterial chromosome. If you look at the toxicity, the exotoxins are very fatal. So the toxicity of the exotoxin are very high. The fatal dose is in the order of the 1 microgram, but whereas the endotoxin, the toxicity is low. The fatal dose on the order of the hundreds of the microgram is seen in the endotoxins. So if we see the clinical effects and the mode of action of the exotoxin and endotoxin, the clinical effects are of various effects. In the upcoming videos, we will see the various clinical effects of the exotoxin. The endotoxin has various clinical effects too. The endotoxin predisposes fever, shock, mainly the hypovolemic shocks, hypotensions, and disseminated intravascular coagulation. And the mechanism of action of the exotoxin, it has various modes. We will discuss this in the upcoming video. And the endotoxin induces the tumor necrosis factor interleukin 1 and interleukin 6. Now let us talk about the antigenicity. The exotoxin induces higher titer antibodies, which are called antitoxin, but endotoxin are poorly antigenic. For the exotoxin, the toxoid are used as the vaccine, whereas in the endotoxin there are no toxin form and no vaccine available for the endotoxins. Talking about the heat stability, the exotoxins are destroyed rapidly at 60 degrees Celsius, except Staphylococci, enterotoxin, and E. coli heat stable toxin. If you look at the endotoxin, they are stable at 100 degrees Celsius for at least 1 hour. Typical diseases caused by the endotoxin are tetanus, botulism, diphtheria, and cholera. And the diseases caused by the endotoxin are meningococcemia and the sepsis by the various gram-negative rods. So this concludes our video on the main features of exotoxin and endotoxin. I hope you like this comparison. Thank you.